Hello everyone, welcome to my fourth Wainwrights walk. Today I'm going to be going up Eagle Crag and Sergeant's Crag, stopping at Stonethwaite. That's where I'll be parking. The distance is just over 6 miles. The walking time in theory is about 2.5 hours, and the distance climbed is just under 1,700 feet. Hello everyone. This week finds me in Stonethwaite, which is just down the road from Rossthwaite, which is where I was last week. I parked up, I'm all ready to go, and the one, it's Eagle Crag and Sergeant's Crag today that I'm aiming to complete. The weather's a bit iffy. It's supposed to clear up this morning, and then this afternoon we'll get some rain perhaps, and it might be a little bit windy, but I'm hoping there's a window of opportunity. It's just over 6 miles I think, and it's not that high, so I'm hoping I should be able to do this without getting wet. Okay, so let's go. I believe that's where I'm aiming. Walked up the path only for a short distance, but it's part of the Cumbrian Way, so it's a good path. And on the I turn off to the right up there, the path carries on, but on the right hand side of this wall, on the other side of this wall, there's a National Trust campsite. I think it's a bit basic by the look of it, but no doubt well used. The path divides. I go off to the right, and there's a little bridge down there over the stream, and then my path goes up on the other side, and ultimately I'm going up those crags there. On the way back I go to the top and then round, if you like, anti-clockwise, and I'll end up at the end of the walk coming back down this this path here, part of the Cumbrian Way. I think it's called Green Up Gill. The path divides now, comes up this real scramble up there, hands and feet job. There's someone on the path there that will come down, just going behind those bushes. But our path goes this way, following the wall. I think you can see, you might just be able to, if you can, there are some people already up there. So it's just a question of, I'm not even sure there's a proper path. It's a bit off-piste. But the thing that you have to aim for, according to Wainwright, is that gap just to the right of the crag. In fact, there's even a fence up there. Anyway, so we're going to be ascending. So I think what I'm going to do is take my jacket off. I might even unzip my trouser bottoms to see how we get on. I've reached the top of this incline, and there's a stile there. Go over the then Eagle Crag is up there. I've still got to pick my way through there, but just looking back, that's Green Up Gill, I believe. The stream, you see, if you follow the wall, basically more or less just follow that wall up from the stream. And the path on the far side, that's the one I'll be going down at the end of the walk. But just pan round a bit, nice view of the of Borrowdale, with one or two peaks in the distance there. Just all the way around, just for sake of completeness. And that's where we're going. This is why they call them crags. As you probably may be able to hear, there's water falling there. It has been raining quite hard. Wainwright says there's only one way up to the top of Eagle Crag. That might not be true, but there are hazards here, and he doesn't recommend coming in the mist, or more especially coming down in the mist. That's where we're going anyway. Let's see what Wainwright's on about. That's a real scramble, hands and foot up a waterfall with rocks covered in moss. Anyway, oops a daisy, Got my finger on the wrong button. Anyway, we've survived that, so we carry on, see what's for us next. The path, anyway, it goes up that way. Well, this is exciting. I wouldn't say it's straight down, but it's quite steep, and the path goes there. But it's like one of those programs where they see you driving trucks and lorries as close to the edge, to as a ravine as they can get, paths carved out of the rock. Well, it's not much, it's only a few feet, but that's what we're doing now, just for a laugh. Here we are, the top of Eagle Crag. That's the most challenging walk I've done so far. The last, I don't know, 300 feet, zigzag, scrambling. I was always taught, I was taught at Brady Hall when I was 14. Imagine a staircase in front of you and take the steps and don't overreach. Well, sometimes there wasn't a staircase, or sometimes there was a staircase, but you had to overreach to make it. And when the staircase is on a waterfall, or cascading water, it does make life a bit tricky, but this is it. Again, it's one of those days when you set off and the forecast says it's going to get better and it hasn't. Now that, just to get your bearings, that's where I was last week. That's Great Fell, and beyond it is Grange Fell. Have I got that right? Great Crag. Yeah, Great Crag is the near one. Grange Fell is the far one. And beyond that... Oh, now that's not Derwentwater in the far distance. That'll be Buttermere and Crummockwater, won't it? Because it's to the southwest, if you like, of the northern peaks, Skiddaw and all that. That's the Borrowdale Valley. Down there, that's where I'm parked. Can't see my car from here. Anyway, we'll just pan round and more or less due south of here is Sergeant Crag. So I'm going to make my way up there. It's 12:15. I think I'm going to have something to eat. Okay, I'll do that first. Oh, just pan right round, then you've got it all. Oops, wrong way. There we are. Oh, not too fast. All these are waiting for me. If I just go back, there is another peak which is often tagged onto these two because it's a bit sort of on its own, and I think that's probably it there. Ulscarf, I think it's called. I feel quite fresh actually. I feel I'm doing okay physically, and I'm not tired. Well hydrated. If the weather forecast was better, I might have had to go and try to tick that one off as well, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it because of the weather. Here we are, the top. Whoa, Sergeant Crag, and the wind has picked up and it's looking quite threatening over there. So I'm not going up Ulscarf. I'll just pan round and just pinpoint. That's where are we now? Yeah, that's Eagle Crag there. So it's not a long walk, less than half a mile I would think. And my route now goes down down there. I'm not sure where the path is, I'll have to have a look now. I've just come down from the top of Sergeant Man, not far, 50 feet or something, but there's a wall and it's a bit more sheltered here because it's really kind of wild up there. That's the way up to Ulscarf, which I'm not going to do, tempting though it is, but I just can't risk it. I do have some wet weather gear, but it's this is probably well, it is waterproof, but it's not that substantial. I might have to do something about that. Anyway, there we are. It's been quite good. You get the view of it there, and it kind of continues, as it were, to unfold as I walk down. It's Been incredibly wet though. Had a bit of an adventure off-piste, as they say. The path that the route that I'd been given came round really, and right round below under Ulscarf and this crag on my there, and then down the path that I'm on now, which is part of the Cumbrian Way. But the chap on top of Sergeant Crag said, "Oh, you go over there, turn left at the stile." Now, I didn't see us. I went over the stile, but there was no path to the left. It was to the right. So I carried on walking. I was on the correct path. I thought, "Oh, this is crazy. I'm going to be miles out of my way." So I cut across country, and then I came to a stream, which I'm going to follow down now. Well, there's a group of school children there. I had to wade across the stream, nearly fell in, which would have amused them no end, no doubt. So they're straight down the valley, back to the car, and it's just beginning to rain. So I'm going to batten down the hatches and walk on. I'm just coming down the path, almost at the place where I parted from it and went over the river. But I just stopped here because you can see the path up Eagle Crag runs alongside that wall there to the very top, and then there's a fence at the top. Actually, there's a stile, you just can't see it, and you cross the stile, and then you have to kind of scramble up parts of a rock face like that in places. I mean, it's quite safe. I don't quite know what happens if anything goes wrong. Well, here I am, I'm back home now. I would normally have done the recording before I got back in the car, but there were two things. One, the weather wasn't looking that good, although it was dry, but my car was right next to a massive John Deere tractor which had the engine running, and you wouldn't have heard me, and I couldn't even hear myself think. So I set off home, and then the weather really closed in after that. It was a good walk again. I learnt things, greatly improved my stability. Having a new pack and stayed hydrated well, so my legs were okay. And also I kind of mastered the technique of using two trekking poles, and I think that certainly helped me posture. So my back wasn't aching when we got back. The other thing, I realised that in some respects it was a great walk. It was challenging. It was very enjoyable. But if anything had gone wrong, there were places where I might have slipped. I could have been there for quite a while. So, ought I to be going on my own, even though I leave details of where I'm going and all that. Initially, I wanted to go on my own to find out what I could do and what I was capable of. And there are one or two people who said they'd like to come with me, so maybe in future we'll see how we get on. The difficulty is, for me, I tend to be a little bit last minute with everything. A lot of the decisions to go are made. I look for windows when I think the weather won't be too bad, and sometimes, of course, you don't get the weather forecast properly until the evening before, so in that respect they are a bit last minute. Anyway, we'll see how we go on. If you're interested, I've done a separate video on my backpack, my new backpack, which may or may not interest people. You can find it on my channel. I'm not going to put a link out. It's there if people want to see it. And the search for beer goes on. This evening today I've got this Hobgoblin Ruby beer. The others I've had so far have been pale or golden, and certainly the last one. In fact, I had a pint of Hawk's Head pale ale, hand pulled they got it on draft, and it was even more grapefruity than the one in the bottle. And as I said to people, I really wanted to like that one, but I shan't be drinking. Anyway, this one, it's Ruby, and it says somewhere, where did I see that? Sweet caramel fruity aromas tease the taste buds. Expect a delicious full-bodied toffee flavour and fruity finish of figs, raisins and dates. So I must say I have reservations about drinking anything that refers to hobgoblins, but we'll give it a go, eh? And see how we get on. This isn't something I bought specially to test because it's got any link with the Lake District or with Wainwright. It's just we got it in for somebody else and they didn't drink it, so it's just what's there, I'm afraid. Anyway, let's see. There we go. Well, it's nice dark colour. We've got a nice head on it. What's it say? It smell of? I can't smell. I think someone's having a barbecue and I can only smell smoke. Anyway, cheers. Let's try this. Now that's much more the sort of thing I like, yeah. It isn't really very sweet, but it is full-bodied and it's not really tangy hoppy, that's the thing. So that's quite nice. That, of all the ones I've had so far, that one comes top. So I think we'll have to start researching darker beers and see how we get on. Okay, I'm going to finish now and then go and edit this video. So happy walking, everybody.